Alright guys, welcome to Rezo Edge VFX. My name is John Aheri and today we're going to be looking at this. Right now this is drivers in Blender. Now drivers is actually a system where you can use to drive certain shape keys in Blender and automate some processes that you don't want to do manually. So this is drivers and we're going to be doing what you're seeing on the screen right here. That is actually creating a muscle kind of muscle simulation in a way for your characters. All right, we're just going to use a simple arm and create a muscle deformation using drivers. So you can do that for your arms, your characters, legs, and any part of your character's body that you need some very accurate deformations for. Okay, so let's get to it. So right here in Blender, I've actually created, I just created something that looks like an arm. All right, I just did a quick model, and this is just by using a simple cylinder. I extruded the cylinder, made it look like an arm roughly. Look out here and tapered it off a little, so you can have something to work off. Okay, fantastic. And make sure at these joints that you know that something is going to happen. There's going to be a bend in here, so just make sure you give it more loop cuts here. Okay, so it has more edges to deform. Fantastic. So we're going to start with this and we're going to quickly rig this, and let me see. I'm going to press 3 to get to the right orthographic mode view, and I'm going to bring this cursor to here because I want to put my armature here, which is my bones, and just quickly rig it so we can get to the drivers. So I'll press Shift A, go to armatures, select single bone. Oh, sorry, I have to make my cursor to come here. So I have to press Shift S and cursor to selected, and the cursor comes down here. And in that way, if your cursor was not here already, what you do is just make sure you click here, all right, or click anywhere, or just click here, or you click your object and make sure the cursor, let's say maybe your cursor was here before, this was somewhere else. Go to objects, go to set origin, and set origin to 3D cursor. Your cursor comes here immediately. Okay, so that's by the way. So let's press Shift A, add a single bone, and I'll click that, and we're going to go to the bone data section and go to in front, so we can see the bone in front of us. Then arrow, we're going to press arrow, and we're going to rotate it at 90 degrees towards the x-axis. Okay, so do X, press X, and press 90. Sorry, that will be the other way around. Press arrow, X minus 90. Okay, and that's this other way. Now we're going to press tab to go into the edit mode. Click on edit and select the whole bone and just quickly extrude it. Sorry, don't do that from there. Click it from the top, from the tip here. All right, you don't need to extrude, just drag it and stop here. Okay, drag it and stop all the way here. Then you'd now press E to extrude. All right, and pull it a little bit here and stop. Then click here so it to be accurate and drag it all the way to the wrist. Good. Then I need to just create one more bone here. All right, so I'll click on this bone, press W, press subdivide, and get a bone here. Good. Now that's all we need to do. So by so do we have to go back to click on edit, change it to pose mode to make sure that this actually works perfectly. So I will click here and do it like this, so it's going to deform well. Good. So we can go back to object mode. Then we're going to link this to the bone. All right, so that when the bone moves, the body actually deforms with it. Okay, so click this, hold Shift and click on the bone and press Control P, and do this with automatic weight. Okay, parent it with automatic weight. And when we select the bone now and go to pose mode, I will now go ahead and move our hand. You see that it actually deforms, right? So this is a basic rigging thing, nothing special here. So go out of edit mode, go out of pose mode. Now we come for the drivers. Okay, now for this to work well, we need to give this an elbow. All right, so let's press tab, go to edit, and go to the area we want elbow to be, because an elbow is very important while you're deforming. We need to simulate the fact that there's actually a bone in the hand. Okay, yeah, let's add more of this. No, I think it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Let's get this. Let's go back to object mode. Click on this and go back to in front of this so we can see this without distraction. Go back to edit mode. Make sure you've selected all the areas you want. Make sure you select. Click on this proportional edit. Click on it. Leave it to be smooth. Leave it as smooth. All right. You can select connected only and drag this down a little, all right, so that it's that you can roll your mouse, your middle mouse button to get the areas, to be more elaborate, or make it a little bit how you want it. That is proportional edit. So just bring it like that a little, so you can see your elbow. When you move your hand a little, you can see your elbow there. Put it down a little like that, so it's a little bit pronounced than others. Good. So you have your elbow now. All right, good. And so let's give here a little depression here. All right, so it makes work easy. Sorry, let's go back. Do that a little, but take this a little like this. All right, and make this a little like this to straighten it out. And yeah, we're good. We're good. So let's press tab, go back to object mode. Now it looks more like an arm now, right? Good. So we're going to go to the area, these shape keys. All right, so we're going to add shape keys. We're going to deform it ourselves. So press plus to add your first shape key. Please don't touch this basis shape key. This is the basis that the body will go back to if anything goes wrong, or after the whole deformation, it always goes back to this. So this is what basis is, okay? This one is what you're going to mess with, key 1. All right, so this key 1, we're going to double click it and call it muscle. All right. Oh God, see what my spelling is like. All right, I think my caps lock is messing with me. Muscle. Okay, cool. Now, and the next one, we'll go to click on another one. I'll go to call it elbow. All right, we'll go to call elbow. Yeah, I know we brought out our elbow, but this would not really work well. It will still disappear, so we'll know what to do with it. So elbow. And now we have done this. So what we're going to do is we'll click on this, go back to the in front, click on it, then change this octahedral to stick, so it's smaller for you to see. Doesn't interfere with what we're doing. Good. Now we are going to go to pose mode, either by holding Control and pressing tab. You go to pose mode straight. Then when you deform your hand, deform it to a particular level. Let's say this is where we don't want it. We're going to deal with constraints again, okay? So we are doing things professionally. Now let's say we want our hand to actually stop here. We don't want it to go more than here. We're going to first of all add constraints, okay? So click on this bone constraints, click on constraints, go to limit rotation, click on limit rotation, and this is the x-axis. X is the red axis. You can see it from here, x, z, and y. So you click on x-axis, it resets to 0, 0, and you want it, the maximum is how much of towards this area is going to. Minimum is this other area, if you can hear what I'm saying. So minimum is 0, 0 is fine. Maximum is, we'll keep rolling maximum, forward. Okay, we'll keep rolling it forward to about 120. That's what we want. Just anywhere we want to stop. Now I want 120. Let's stop here. Let's not overdo it. So it means that once you rotate it to 0, once it gets to 0, no matter what you do, it will not rotate again to stop. But if you rotate it up to 120, it will never go back. It will go more than that. So we have constrained it to that. And let's make y and z the same thing, because that's how you will do this. It will start going towards the other side. So let's just lock the y and z at the same way. Fantastic. So it will only go like this and go like this and stop. Good. So we are done with that. Now let's go back to object mode, select the body, and we're going to deform this. All right, so we're going to start with pressing tab, go to edit mode. Now if you go to edit mode, you see it goes back to original way, right? Which is not bad. You're going to start with it this way, but we'll finish up the proper way. So we're going to come here and we're going to look at where we want the muscles to come up from, right? I think this is the outside of the hand. This should be the inside of the hand. All right, you can get a reference if you want, but just for the tutorial, I'm not going to get a reference. I'm just going to show you guys how it's done. Okay, so we can select the areas of the muscles just around here. As far as your proportional edit is on, things will always work out well. once you are doing your deformation. So make sure this is always on. Then you pull this up. Oh, sorry. We need to go to, make sure you're not in the wrong place, okay? We're not deforming elbow, we're deforming muscle. So make sure you come to shape keys and select muscle, and make sure you drive this all the way from 0 to 1. Once it's 1 and this is selected, this has to be selected, okay? This is selected and this is 1. Then you can now move it. So you move it how you want it. All right, just move it up a little. This is how you want your muscles. Okay. Or you know what? I just prefer to take it from the center so that it's kind of tapers down a little bit more naturally, like this. Good, 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 good. You can just use this for a start. Okay. We'll finish it off in sculpting. Okay. Yeah, something like that, something like this. And in this area we can pull, since this is the inner part of the hand, and from my hand, I don't know about your hand, my hand, yeah, it pops out a little bit towards not, yeah, pull it towards X, deform it a little bit, just like that, trying to simulate muscle. Like I said, you would better off have a reference to deal with. Okay. And again, we'll finish it off through sculpting. And here as well, we're going to pull here up a little, because while this hand is going to be folding, we'll need it to actually come up a little. So pull this up a little like this. Yeah, so we'll have that goodness. Good. So this is the first area. Now we're going to come in to let's go back to object mode. Now you see what it looks like, right? Good. Now if you move this to 0, you see it goes back to how it is. Move it to 1, it goes back to this, right? This is not what we are looking for correctly, but we want this elbow to remain like this while we do the rest of the editing. So click on this. On armature, make sure this is selected and this is selected as well. Now once you now go to tab, go to edit, your hand remains like this. Then you can come here and do some other edits if you want to. Okay, maybe click here and pull it out a little, because you know our hands have such deformations as we do what we're doing. Okay, yeah, we have that, and not too much though, not too much, guys. Take it easy, not too much. And we can do a little bit from here as well. Just maybe just this area, just areas like this is fine. This is outside of the hand, don't forget that. We'll still refine all this in sculpting. Okay, and yeah, so we can get this. You can equally click on, let's press 2 to go to edge select, hold alternate and click on this, and hold shift and alternate and click on this, and yeah, now move this a little bit towards here. No, that will affect a lot of things. So just hold shift and alternate and click on this, and what we'll now press the Y, we'll move it a little bit down like this. We don't want it to affect the elbow area, just a little bit down like that. Yeah, not too much, but so that you can get the space here. All right, it doesn't compress itself. We just want to get something good to start off. Now this is good to start. Okay, this is good to start. Now let's now go to this area of the elbow. Click on elbow, increase this to 1. Then let's deal with the elbows too. Okay, so this is where the elbow is, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. No, let's sorry, let's get this off. Yeah, this is the elbow, right? Let's press 3, click on these areas to select the elbows that we did select the last time. I believe this was where we, okay, this is it. This is where we selected the elbow. Good. So we can click on this to go back, so correct with the elbow area. So go back to the elbow and now extrude a little bit more. Okay, just like that. So we have an elbow thing happening there. Okay, all right, good. So your elbows are good. So we have a rough shape of what we're looking for, right? Now let's go to the main edit and now go back to click muscle. Always go back to make sure you're on the right layer, on the right shape key while you are doing it. You can easily mess this up if you're in the wrong place. Okay, then go to sculpt mode, and we can now go ahead and sculpt some things correctly. Okay, so for here we can use the blob brush and pull it up a little to add more, you know, blobbiness to it, like to add more muscles to it. Okay, more blobbiness to it. It's more muscles. So yeah, this place, I don't know why my muscles, I'm using my own muscles as reference. I have some more. These are inner muscles, so it's a little bit more than the outside one. And yeah, this comes out a little, this a little, but this is fine. And yeah, this one definitely add some more here. Okay, add some more there, but I doubt if this actually, no, let's delete this. We are just going to leave this like this. Yeah, add this a little bit here. Then we can click on the grab and pull it up a little bit, a little, like that. By the way, you can increase the strength of what you're doing here. Okay, pull it up a little. Now if you hold shift while you are actually on any brush, hold shift, it automatically switch to smoothen, or you can just come here and click on smooth, and you can now smooth. Now this elbow is too somehow, so we can smoothen it out. Let's not be so, you know, crazy with the elbows. All right, and this one to smoothen it out a little bit. All right, your smooth should be 0.2 or not so heavy. Okay, but by the way, you know what you're doing, what you're looking at, what you're doing. Okay, so basically we are actually creating, you know, muscles for ourselves. Okay, and we can actually come to inflate and inflate these areas, and equally inflate here a bit, and yeah, here a bit. Okay, now since this is the outside of the muscles, I need to inflate here a bit, a little. And now I want to go to crease and click on crease, and now reduce the brush, press F and drag a little bit like this to reduce your brush thing. Then I think there's a muscle that goes from the top of your shoulder down here. Okay, let's increase the crease to about 0.8. Now we do that. I think it's too much. It's too much. Make it 0.6 something, and press F to increase this. Then drag it all the way here. Right? It just shows that thingy there. Not much, not much, not so crazy. Okay, I think it's too deep. It's too deep. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. So we'll do this and press F and drag it down a little bit. That's good. That's fine. Then just hold shift and smoothen it out. Okay. Oh, by the way, if this is not showing you exactly what you want, come in here, press this and add a subdivision modifier. Okay, that's why the thing is not actually very smooth. So come here, press, go to generate, go to subdivision surface, click on it. It adds more details to it. Okay, so when I add this crease, the crease can actually give me some more details to the hands. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it gives me that details to it, and it's easier to sculpt that way. Okay, right, then we can come in here and add inflate and press F, increase the radius and inflate this area a bit. Since, I mean, this is supposed to be the shoulder part of it, but we didn't model this, so just eyeball it. All right, so you're basically painting the muscles you want. Okay, all right, like I said, if you have a reference, it's better. Okay, so would stop here, or probably let's add a little bit more inflation here, something here, this area. Add something a little bit here. You can click on grab, crease on this, pull this up here a little, so there's actually a little deformation while it's coming close to the body. All right, can pull it down here, increase the, press F and drag to increase the radius. and make this flesh to lap. All right, these are all the things you need to do to sell the effect. Make the flesh to lap on top of each other. Okay, good. So click on this, drag this, and make sure the flesh laps. So that will sell the effect of, as an interaction with the two skin. Okay. All right, so let's just stop here. You get the point from this whole area. You can spend more time on it. So this is our deformation, and yeah. So this is for our muscle and our elbow. So if I remove the elbow, you see. If I reduce the muscle, you see. Good. Now we go back to object mode. Now this is point of applying drivers to this thing. Okay. So what we're going to do is, let's go back to pose mode. Pose. Click on this. Press Alt R to reset it. Now it's looking so messy. I know. So go back to object mode. Click on this. Reset all this to 0. Reset all this to 0. Now for this first one, muscle, let's right click on this and add a driver. Add a driver. This scripted expression, leave it as scripted expression. The other things, but just leave it as scripted expression. Leave this for now. I'll show you what to do with this var value. Okay. Then this object area, select this and select the armature. All right. The armature is the bone. Select it as your object. This disappears. Okay. You can click here and share your screen into two. Click here and go to drivers, so you can have your own screen here. Make it double and click on this key, open it up and click on muscle value here. Then click on drivers to get back what you're doing. So you have selected armature as the object. Then the bone, you ask you what bone do you want us to control this whole thing with, the muscles with. So click on this and go to pose mode to see the name of the bone. This bone is called bone.001. All right. Go back to object mode, select this body and say, okay, the bone I want under the armature is bone.001 that will do the controls. Okay, now in the controls, which area do you want us to affect? Like when the bone moves in which direction do you want the bone to move before we can affect the controls, affect the deformation? You say, okay, we want the bone to move in the x-axis. This is x-axis, okay? And it's rotation. So now it's location. We don't want location. We don't want the bone to move here. We want the bone to rotate towards here. So we'll come here and change the type of movements from location to X rotation. Or we'll click that, change the world space to local space. So it focuses on the model. Now, when we come in here, click on the bone now and go to pose mode by pressing Ctrl Tab. If you rotate this, you see that it actually deforms, but it deforms too much that it becomes so much that it's so bad before it gets there. So around here, your hand is so messed up. You don't like it, right? Good. I understand you. I understand. So what do? You can leave this here so you can see what's going on. Go back to object mode. Click on this. Now, this is where this variation is, okay? It's applied the full strength before it gets to the end, which is not what you want. This variation is plus 0.0. Click on it and change this plus to minus. All right, it's a variable number, so change it to -1. And when you press enter, voila, everything adjusts perfectly. So once you click on the bone and Control Tab and you move it, everything moves well and is okay. If you move it back, it moves well. But if you notice that your elbow is not showing, so we want the elbows to actually have its own. That's why we created a separate driver for the elbow. All right, so when we click on elbow, come to the value here, this value that can increase and decrease. Right, click on it, go to add driver, and you can leave all this thing and just come here and click elbow here. Okay, and the same thing for it. Change the variation to -1. All right, -1, and change the objects to those. Ask what object are we looking at? It says armature. That is the family of objects we're looking at. Okay, inside the armature, what is controlling it? Bone.01. I think I'm sure of that right now. I'm sure of 0.1, right? Yeah, 0.01. So I'm not making some mistakes that would make it look funny. So yeah, bone.001. Then change this from X location to X rotation and world space to local space. Fantastic. So everything is done now. Okay, everything is cool. So that's how you add drivers, guys. So when you bring this back here, it becomes normal. The guy has some good muscles. So that is it, guys. That is how you drive your bones, and you can give some very good muscle deformation without actually having a muscle simulation in your scene. And yeah, that looks good. So be creative, guys. This is more interesting if you can add it to each and every one of your characters, and the body of your characters deform very perfectly. All right, so nice talking with you guys. This is Resurrect VFX. I'm going to be here to handle most of your VFX challenges. Always drop your questions in the comment section and I'll handle it as we go on. All right, if you love what you've just gone through, like and subscribe to get more content like this being shown to you every time I drop new content. Have a lovely day, guys, and take care of yourself. Goodbye.